Welcome to OurBad. My name is Big Bobby Jones, and I'm here with Matthew Collins and Stephanie Patton. Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right.
Fantastic. How you doing, Matt?
Good.
Good. A little stressed out.
No,
We'll just call it. We'll just call it like it is. Okay. Fair
Man.
enough.
that was like an act I do before I go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of shed it before you come in.
Yeah.
I get it.
Goose for Haba.
Me too. I get a lot of anxiety before I go into anything like this, so I'm here. I'm here for it.
So are you anxious?
Always.
You shouldn't be
Jen
anxious.
told me that you asked if she was coming.
I did. I was wondering if there was going to be any spectators here.
We haven't done that yet. I invited her, and then
Maybe
when
one
she
day.
said that you asked, I was like, "Who invited you?" And she was like, "You." Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was just
But obviously she's not coming.
no.
Yeah. Okay.
She might show up late. Who knows?
That would be terrible. Just come in and wreck the whole scene, just barging in the door. Yeah. Bobby's got to get up from behind me. That's
I
insane.
overthink so I'm like, we'll probably have them. They'll be out there petting the dog, and then the dog will start purring. Or
The dogs purr, yeah.
Dogs do purr.
They
Dogs do purr,
purr,
yeah.
anything could happen.
I heard about that. Dogs that Bobby owns specifically purr.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because they are cat-sized
Just
dogs.
the one,
Well, he thinks he's a cat, so.
the mentally one.
Yeah, the mentally one.
Is this a thing I don't know about? You have a
Dude,
mentally.
so I think my dog is autistic.
Okay.
Shih Tzu, the tan and white one.
Okay.
It's just his. If you look, like he just stares into space and doesn't know what's going on and doesn't respond to his name. He's very much like me. I know.
Wait, which one is he?
That
Bobby's
one that's
sitting
walking
right next
away
to me.
there.
No,
Yeah.
what's his name?
Dude.
So he probably doesn't respond to his name because if you're anything like me, I say dude a lot.
Now he
Well,
knows
and
it.
let's talk about it though, because Bobby actually got that dog, and that was not his name.
Mhm.
And he renamed the dog. Is that the one you renamed twice?
No, that was Bro.
Okay, because Bro's name was, you named Bro Jack and then changed it, or
And he was originally Bandit, and then I named him Jack, and then
And
I was
then-
like, I want to name him Bro.
yeah. So he
But I only
probably
named him
doesn't
Jack
respond
for like
to
a day.
actually his
Bro
name.
knows his name. Bro knows his name. Dude knows his name too. Dude's just mentally, as he's called it.
Do you say dude? Like, is that part of your vernacular?
Dude? Yeah, dude and bro are big. The reason I did it is because I think it's funny when I'm out in the yard going, bro, dude, come on, go potty. The neighbor's like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Is it fair to say that you say it so much that the dog doesn't actually know when you're talking
Yeah.
to it?
Possibly.
And, yeah. Okay.
There's probably a lot of confusion in this house.
So this is kind of like nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
it's
like people that get cats and name them Kitty.
so rude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lazy is what it is.
Yeah, like, come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it's laziness. 100%. I agree.
Might as well name a cat. Like, oh, this is my cat. Cat.
Cat.
You have a big fat cat named Bougie.
I do.
Stephanie Patton used to live
So
with that
we-
cat.
Did-
How do you feel about Bougie?
I love Bougie. I think Bougie is like the ultimate cat that you would want to have, a jerk at all times.
Jackass,
Right?
but
But-
so sweet.
Yeah, and comes up to you when it wants attention, just for the amount of time that it wants attention, and then
See.
leaves again.
I demand attention.
Yeah, so you're not a cat owner. Like,
No, I'm talking about Bougie. I demand her attention.
That cat
I kinda-
gets mad at you.
I get-
attention. I'll fuck
Yeah.
you up.
I get home every day when I get off work. I lay behind her on the ground and hold her.
like a toddler. Because the cat's-
It's a little,
Cat screaming and flailing. Quit breaking my table.
no, Bougie likes me.
Yeah.
We have 4 cats, actually.
Yeah, which is insane, but
Cat
lovely.
whisperer.
Love cats. I love cats. I love Bougie the most, though. I don't know your
Yeah.
other cats, so I have nothing against them. But Bougie kind of has a special place in my heart because of the amount of time we spent together over
She's
the years.
awesome.
Yeah.
I told my daughter she reminds me of a Squishmallow.
Kinda, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's like,
So fat. That's the fattest cat I've ever seen. In
Oh,
person,
100%.
like,
100%.
In
Yeah.
real life.
Yeah.
That is full functioning cat.
Yeah, that is
You
a
know what I
full
mean?
functioning
Yeah.
cat. I think that's, yeah. But no, in real life, Bougie's the largest cat I've ever seen.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
can move
same.
around
I
and
didn't-
jump and
Yeah.
do things.
I've never been around like a, what do they call them, a chonky?
Morbidly obese cat.
It's like online they call them chunks. But, I've never been around one. Most of my cats have been like regular size.
Regular size.
You've had healthy cats before.
My cat's real healthy.
That's the healthiest cat.
She does this
ever.
thing like she'll get on her back with a toy And then she holds it, and then she just kicks her little back feet. Like, nothing's happening.
She'll do that with your arm, too.
She will do that with your arm.
Yeah, she holds it.
Yeah.
Bobby actually lived with Bougie, too, for a period of time while he was living on our couch.
Yeah.
They reunited the other day.
Was it?
It was good.
Was it?
Yeah, it was like...
It was like the song came on, I'm like,
yeah, did you like run? Did Bougie run?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Remember when I used to come over and that cat would just appear out of nowhere and be like, meow.
Yeah.
And like, hello, what's up, pet me? And I was like, I love this cat.
Yeah, Bougie was a fan.
She's very vocal.
Yeah.
Meow.
When she comes outside, I'll be like, Bougie, go in. And she like, meow, and then she turns around and she hisses at you as you're going in.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
So what do you have cats?
I live in a pet-free house.
You have
per
2 pets,
hour.
but
but
you
they're
call them
children.
children.
Yeah.
I've been to your house, and I don't remember pets or not.
No, I'm not allowed to have pets per my lease, which actually saves me a lot of heartache. My children are not necessarily at the age in which they are capable of caring for anything other than their PlayStation and VR. And even that's a stretch. So, we've had to have those things repaired as well. I tried to get them some hamsters one time. And I think one died within 24 hours.
That's impressive.
I saw a meme. It's like everyone has like a dead hamster story.
I do.
No,
I actually have a dead gerbil story.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I have two.
What's your story?
I don't personally have one. Like, my brother and I were able to take care of animals. It wasn't like an issue. My children, however, killed 2 within a 48-hour period of time. 2 funerals in the backyard. One had a limp leg. I don't even know what happened. Like, it was just all of a sudden. I was like, oh my God, my children. This is terrible that this one's going to be posted, but it is what it is. Like, they just wouldn't leave them alone. They were like trying to play with them on the stairs. And I was like, they have to acclimate to their new environment. And they just wouldn't listen to me. I'd go in the room, I'd walk out, and they'd have the hamsters again hiding them. So they were dead.
What's yours?
Okay, so they mass reproduce. I don't know if you know this.
Did not.
So there was like a little preemie, like it was still like didn't have fur on it or anything. I was like, oh, so cute. I wanted to show the neighborhood kids. My mom was like, don't take that little baby hamster outside this house. You're gonna drop it. It's gonna die. And I dropped it and it died. It was a hamster or a gerbil. I can't remember.
They're like kind of like the same thing to me. We had one. Oh, was that?
I mean, it's just really, I cried so, like, I was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And it was just like, they called me a murderer forever.
I
Like,
called Abigail a murderer.
Yeah. Fucking, they'll still bring it up occasionally. Fuck, I'm not as sensitive about it anymore.
So you dropped a hamster, obviously.
Have you ever written about this in inventory?
No, actually, I don't think I've ever talked about this.
We had one. We weren't supposed to have them, and me and my brother went with my mom somewhere. Because my dad was like the one that didn't want them. And so we got it and was like, put it in the closet. And we're like, we'll never know. And my brother had a baseball game. And when we came back, the cat somehow had got a hold of it and decapitated it. So there was just a headless hamster at the front door. Like, as soon as we opened it,
oh my God.
I also cried a lot. Yeah.
Fun story. When I was younger, and so it's not even my story. A girlfriend of mine had like these turtles, and they were so cool, and we loved the turtles. Like, she got this, I don't know, we were probably in like middle school, maybe high school. And she got another turtle to be friends with her larger turtle. And she put the little tiny turtle in the tank with the bigger turtle. The bigger turtle bit the fucking head off of the tiny turtle. And she took it back to the pet store and was like, what happened? And they banned her from the pet store. They thought that she had cut the turtle's head off.
What happened?
Yeah.
Like,
I always heard like little turtles were illegal or something.
I don't know. They were like, they were like, she had an albino one.
Like they're not, you can't like just get them like the normal way you eat turtles.
Oh,
I remember
is different.
all my friends that had turtles, like, it was like, you don't touch the turtle tank.
No, you have
like
hand sanitizer.
Yeah,
and that was back.
No, don't touch the turtles. You'll fucking get sick. Like, why do you have turtles?
Yeah,
dude?
you have to sanitize your hands every time you touch it.
I don't remember it in detail like that, but I do remember that we would like clean the turtle tank with the magnet thing, and the turtle would like follow it around. We thought it was really awesome. So we loved the turtle.
Speaking of turtles, I just saw a news story about an old man died. he was on I-95 trying to move a turtle.
Died a hero.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's
what that. Yeah.
I mean,
That's right. A hero.
Those cars are going
Yep.
fast.
Yeah.
You won't ever catch me out on 95 saving a turtle.
No, but praise God for that man.
Yeah, I read the comments and they were like, "Yeah, he was done. He was like 80."
Oh man, yeah, he was like, I'm
He was
risking
like-
it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a terrible conversation.
I hope that turtle grows up and practice karate.
The turtle probably got hit with him, if we're being honest.
You think?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he
He's
probably
got a
got hit
shell.
down.
He's probably fine. Turtle's probably fine. Turtle. Listen, humans are weak. Turtles are strong.
I mean,
Turtles
I
Yeah.
think
chill.
like it would be like if you hit the turtle, it would be bad like for the car. I don't know what happens.
You know
but
what's bad for the car is that pothole outside.
Oh, that big, huge one? Yeah, you
I'm
shouldn't
about
run
to
into
call
it.
the city.
You should run into it. Did
Just
you run into it?
speaking about that.
Wait, here's the
All
thing.
the way.
It's a giant hole. So,
Yeah, no.
But you aim for them.
I know.
I've ridden in the car with you.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie Patton will go through Riverside, around fucking, like, down Phillips, anything to avoid the interstate.
Not anymore. Not anymore. That was an unreliable car.
Okay.
It's
For
not good.
years, everywhere she went any way other than the interstate. And this, when you drive through Riverside, there's a lot of potholes. Stephanie Patton shoots for them. She's
Yeah,
like,
Jen has a pothole thing too.
it's like she's playing connect the dots.
I don't know if it's like a peripheral thing, but like the goal is actually to get around that. But instead, I just drive right into them. And so,
It's like she's aiming for them.
but I'm really like, I'm on, like genuinely in my heart, I'm like aiming to get around them and then just end up in them. It's really tragic. I'm sure Jen is probably the same way. Yeah.
Yeah,
The first
she
thing
is.
she is. The first like time I really hung out with her was to go help her change her tire in front of the Dreamette, and she was like, "That wasn't there yesterday."
Yeah.
My truck's literally in the shop, and I'm riding in the truck with Matt, and she calls and she's like, "Hey, my car has a flat tire in front of Alco," and he's like, "This happens all the fucking time."
So that tire was like falling apart.
Yeah.
Oh man, she'll ride it to the rim, huh?
She got new tires now.
Oh, good.
Oh,
good,
Or
good.
just, when you get used tires, you don't know like.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah. You really. I mean, it's easier. I used to buy like those $40 used
Yeah.
tires, but it is easier to just bite the bullet and spend, that extra money on
Yeah,
the new
because you
tire.
keep buying them over and over.
Yeah,
Well-
you can. Yeah.
I can tell you that, like, when it wasn't until a couple years ago I bought my first set of brand new tires, and I was like, I've
Arrived.
Yeah.
I have made it. I have purchased my own tires without any money from my parents.
I just paid mine
I'm
off.
a 41-year-old man, and I have just purchased my own tires.
I understand that feeling.
Have
I
you
understand
rotated
the
them?
feeling.
I know.
That's
it-
the next step in adulthood.
And it's getting a tire rotation.
They look great still.
My mechanic at my work that I usually like go to for stuff, he's the one that put them on. He said, do it every other oil change.
Oh, yeah, I need to do it then.
I take my car to get an oil change, and they just rotate them for me while I'm there.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I need an oil change.
Take 5.
I got a
can't-
mobile guy.
Take 5, can't pull that off.
Yeah. No.
Your mobile guy changes your tires? Mm-hmm. Rotates?
Yeah.
How much did you charge?
He did $138 for my oil change.
That's not that bad.
It's not.
Yeah,
and
with
he
the
rotates
rotation,
tires.
that's
Yeah,
really
it comes to you.
Yeah. Wherever
Oh.
you're at. Yeah. And they were there on time, and they were done
They're
quick.
fast.
Mhm. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So you just tell them to come do it at Baja Breeze.
Yeah.
Doing the
And they'll
fucking-
come out and they'll do it. Yeah.
doing the
Tell me you can get a drink at the end.
Potentially
Just
Yeah.
tip you.
Here you go,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here's your tip. I'll give you
Yeah.
a free drink. I
Give
was
me
thinking what they
fucking
would
money.
want. Yeah.
Don't drink this till you get home.
Give me some of my money back.
Here's some cash. You want a drink? I'll hook you up, bro. So, Stephanie Patton, we've been friends for a significant amount. You are probably one of my very first friends in recovery. And, like, I honestly wouldn't even be in Jacksonville if it wasn't for you.
Oh.
Like, now, again.
Yeah.
'Cause you got me my Uber to the Greyhound so I could get back.
I made some
How
mistakes.
did you guys meet?
We met. I was the gateway guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Bobby was the maintenance man while I was inpatient at Gateway. And Bobby's a big guy, right? And he was a big guy when I first got sober,
was
so
much
back in
fatter.
2016. But he definitely rode like a moped.
Uh-huh.
So this is probably one of my favorite things is like you could hear Bobby coming every morning because you would just like, I'd be like sleeping in my bed and you just hear, and it's like Bobby riding up on his moped and you know he's like made it to work that day.
I got it. I probably saw you.
Probably.
I had quite a few visits to Gateway.
Yeah, you probably saw him. He was
I worked
always
there for like 2 years.
He wasn't
And
doing
he clarified
anything.
that he did not have a broom.
I did have a broom, but I wasn't a custodian.
We talked about this.
He didn't fix anything. He
That
just
is not
walked
true.
around.
She'd get
Changed
mad
light
at me
bulbs.
because she would be like, "Hey, come here. I need you to fix this thing in my room." And I'm like, "That's not how this works. You like literally have to put in like a form."
You're one of them.
It's just the way it was, and like I wasn't even supposed to be talking to her. And then like,
So what was Stephanie like? Like, how do you remember her?
she had the most adorable baby I had ever seen in my life, and I'm not like, I wasn't a baby person, and I was like, oh, it's like to where like I would fuck with her just because I liked her kid, and I would like want to see Abby. Good kid, real quiet baby. These big fucking the biggest brown eyes you ever seen in your life, bro. And
She still has them.
She does, yeah.
so I would like all the time I would just take her stroller and like move it like to the next floor or down the hallway.
Wrap it in the caution tape.
Wrap it in caution tape. Just fuck with her.
Yeah.
Because we went to the same home group together.
I think at some point we had to have a conversation with Joe. Was it Joanne? I think it was like a few of us had to have a conversation because he was staff and he wasn't supposed to interact with us, but we were all like, we weren't supposed to be friends outside of
Yeah.
Gateway.
It was like a
but
big
we
no-no.
were like members of the same home group. So we had to like advocate. And maybe Bobby wasn't in that conversation, but I think Tamra and I had to have like a conversation and be like, no, you know, we go to the same home group. You want us to get involved in
They
AA.
think we're all fornicating. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a guy and he's talking to
Shenanigans.
girls and shenanigans
Yeah.
are happening.
Yeah.
But there was no
did,
shenanigans.
Did you go by Big Bobby yet at this point?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've been Big Bobby since I lived in Virginia
Okay.
when I worked at Outback. When I worked at Outback Steakhouse, the proprietor of my steakhouse,
Yeah.
literally one day when I walked in, he was like, Big Bobby Jones. And I was like, oh. I was like, I kind of like that. And I made it my email. And it's been that way ever since.
This was my AIM name.
Let's go. Yeah.
So, what was Rethreaded the first job you had in recovery, or did you do something before that?
I did a couple things before that. So I like kind of worked I didn't even really consider going to Rethreaded for quite some time. I think I went to,
What is Rethreaded?
Yeah, we're getting there.
oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, we're getting there?
I mean, we're there.
We can,
We're,
okay.
we're there.
So, and that conversation, a lot of the girls that I was in treatment with worked for Rethreaded. And so it was an employer that worked with women who had experienced exploitation. So sex exploitation, so stripping, pornography, trafficking, pimp trafficking. So there was a few girls at Gateway that already worked there. And so that wasn't like necessarily like my first calling when I got to Gateway. I was like, no, I'm not really like reaching for the stars to work at Rethreaded. I had a couple girlfriends that worked there. My first job was actually, I managed 5 bars at the stadium during football season. So I had some of the mobile bars and then some of the big bars that I just managed. And I would just go in there and count beers by myself before the game, the day after the game. And I would just make sure that they were stocked during the game. So that was my first job in sobriety. I was about 6 months sober. And that's what I did. But I landed at Rethreaded in beginning of 2018, I think. Yeah, and that was after a lot of
And
hard
what year?
decision making.
When's your sobriety date?
May 22nd, 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stephanie's one of my favorite people to like talk to people that are not in the program about, like when I bring her up, because I'll be like, oh yeah, my friend that works in human trafficking.
Yeah.
And they're like, everybody I do it to will be like, wait, what? And I'm like, oh, my bad, survivors. She works with survivors of human trafficking.
Yeah.
She doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah. She works in human trafficking. Like, I think your friend needs help.
But she's done a lot for a lot of girls. Like, she's raised a lot of money for a lot of girls and done a lot of good shit in recovery.
Haven't you like been like I don't know, like city council type of things?
So I've done a couple things with in the world of like advocacy, still do some work, and it's been like it's been a really long journey. It's been a real pleasure to be part of it. I think Rethreaded was opened the door for a lot of those things. I currently serve on the Survivor Leadership Council for the city of Jacksonville. And so we advocate for change in the city by different proposals through city council. And so I do that. I also was Advocate of the Year for the state of Florida for survivors. In 2021, that was a pretty big deal. I felt really good. That's probably the biggest honor I think I've ever had in my life was, because you do the work behind the scenes just to do it. And I remember getting nominated for it. And my leadership team at Rethreaded came to me and they were like, hey, we just want to ask your permission if we can nominate you for this award. And I just felt so honored to even be nominated. Because you don't do the work to be seen, you just do the work because it needs to be done.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way I'm going to win this. This is across the state of Florida. There's so many people involved. There's so many advocates here. And then I was actually in Alaska with my friends when I received the award. It was during COVID, so it was all virtual. So I got the award and I watched the Zoom with a good group of close friends. And
yeah, I've heard a lot about this Alaska trip.
Alaska trip was fun.
Northern-
There were some ups and downs.
Northern Lights.
Yeah, there were some ups and downs on that trip. It was beautiful. It was definitely an experience, but like what a blessing, right? What a blessing and what an opportunity to be able to experience those things in not just like in sobriety, but like in life, right? Like to take the opportunity to step back from being a parent, to step back from being an employee, to step back from, being a sponsor or a mentor, whatever, leadership role it is that you hold in your life, and to just like be a part of the world and see the world is always something that I really enjoy. So I try to do that as often as possible. Not Alaska. I'll never go there again. That was like 16 hours worth of flights in one day. I was like, no,
we went on a cruise ship there when I was a kid, but I was pretty young and I don't remember being very impressed with whatever it was we saw.
Well, it's much different. It's much different. I work from my phone, so that's my whole life. It's much different when you're there. So we didn't do a cruise or anything. So we didn't do any types of tours or anything. We planned our whole agenda. We stayed in Fairbanks and just like drove and saw Alaska. And
that's awesome.
Yeah,
That is
we chased the Northern Lights, not with a tour, because you can jump on a tour and they'll take you on a big bus.
You just ran after them on foot.
No, but there's like a whole system that has to happen.
They almost didn't find them.
We almost didn't find him. You have to drive out away from the city lights. Like there's a whole solar thing happening in order for those to happen. And so at like 2:00 in the morning, we're driving down a dark highway, waiting for the Northern Lights to pop up, and they're gone just as fast as they're there, and it's really, really beautiful.
Didn't y'all like see some people that were like...
We tried to follow them.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, they lost us. I think they lost us. They might not have been paying attention to us whatsoever. But
who are these people right behind us? Let's go.
Yeah. They probably thought we were trying to rig the system and get a free tour. But they lost us. But we found the lights.
Jen's still out there chasing nature because we were chasing snow last winter.
Yeah.
I actually did see snow in Jacksonville. I saw a snow flurry on the parking lot of the racetrack on Pritchard and 295.
Nice.
So that was cool.
That
was enough for me to be like, I saw snow in Jacksonville.
There you go.
My team is in Georgia, and so I get all the text messages the day it was like snowing, and there's all these text messages, and they're like, hey, you don't need to come into work today. They're up in Atlanta, and it's like blanketed in snow. And I sent him a picture of like some melted up ice on the windshield of my car, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty bad out here.
It's true.
It's pretty bad.
We drove to Brunswick, and like by that point the whole town was just like frozen over. Like it looked like snow, but if you touched it, it felt like ice.
Yeah. Snow gets pretty dirty.
It's
dirty.
It's great the first day it snows, then it's mud. That's it.
Yeah, I don't think I want that on a daily
You don't.
basis.
It's awful. It turns awful.
Yeah.
And you get depressed and shit.
I like to travel in the snow. Also, there's a couple reasons why I like to travel in the winter to these. First off, it's off season, so it's cheaper. And I live in Florida, so I don't need a beach, right?
Yeah.
I'm at the beach. I don't need hot weather. It's hot all the time. So, and you get like 7 days worth of snow, which is just enough. And if snow is falling, it's beautiful all the time. But once it stops falling,
Time
Trash.
to go.
yeah, it's time to go. It's time to go. I'm ready to go home.
So Stephanie Patton, we have actually been on a vacation together.
We did. We
Yeah.
went on a vacation.
We sure did. Where did we go?
New York City. We went to
We
New York
sure
City for
did.
New Year's Eve.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. I
We
stepped
did.
in shit.
I think I remember when y'all did that. I was around. Like, I saw on Facebook or something.
I stepped in.
Human shit.
It could have been human. It could have been dog. We don't know.
It was
a-
human.
It was
probably.
New Year's Day,
Human.
so that means it was New Year's
So
Eve,
human.
the night before, in New York City.
It was not New York City. It was in Yonkers.
Yonkers, but it was
So-
definitely a huge piece of shit in the street that I stepped right into.
New York's cool. That's
It is
It was so much fun,
I went
and
there
also very
before.
stressful.
also very stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went
Yeah.
the summer after 9/11, so it was an interesting time.
Yeah.
It was cool.
That was probably a really interesting.
Everyone was really nice.
Yeah. Oh,
I heard they're not normally that nice.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
it was a whole different time right after 9/11.
Like if you
Yeah.
had a map out, they're like, "Hey,
when you have a
need some help?
tragedy
Where you
like
trying
that,
to
it
go?"
just
Yeah.
brings everybody
there
together.
was so much like patriotism
Yeah, so
right then.
much.
especially
Nobody
in
gave a
that
shit
city.
about like any
Yeah.
racism or any of that stuff. It was
Yeah.
So-
American, you know.
So you referenced like what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like what do you do now?
What do I do now?
Yeah.
So I worked so I did fundraising for Rethreaded for right at 6 years, and I think it was actually like 2 months shy of my 6 years, and I got a call to talk to a company in Georgia, a treatment center in Georgia, Greenacres Wellness, about potentially coming on to do business development for them. And so I wasn't, looking for a job or anything, but I figured it's worth a conversation.
Yeah.
I've been here for 6 years, and I think I've kind of capped at where I can go as far as leadership's concerned. Because I had a director of business development. She was very educated in the field. And so, whereas I was just going off of what I was learning. And so I had a conversation with my current boss, Jacob, and I interviewed on, I had like the phone call on I don't know. I had to use 2 weeks to take off of work. So I had a phone call. I requested off 2 weeks out, went and did the interview on a Thursday, got hired on a Friday, put my 2 weeks in on a Monday, and I was gone. Like the whole thing happened from like February 1st to February 18th. I started my new job. And so now I do development and marketing for Greenacres Wellness in Alapaha, Georgia. It's a detox residential facility out there in the middle of nowhere, which actually just recently acquired Tides here in Jacksonville. So we do have a local option now.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So it's a great company, great leadership, quality treatment that they provide there. And so I'm really happy to work
So
with
we
them.
can put like a link
Yeah, we're
for
Green
people
Acres?
that might be
Yeah.
interested in
No,
treatment.
100%. Yeah. I would love that because, it's an awesome group of guys that I work for, and the staff that's, there at Greenacres, they really care about the people that are coming through a small facility. So it's, 26 people. So you get really intimate one-on-one care while you're there.
That's nice.
I think that my values, because I think that was always a concern of mine because there were such high standards and values at Rethreaded. I was like, am I ever going to get this anywhere else? Right? There was such great community, like there was such great encouragement and development there. And I was like, has this shot, the rest of my job opportunities? Like, is this, have I peaked here?
Yeah, I can relate
yeah.
to that.
Yeah. So it's like, did it kill it for the rest of my life?
Like
But-
scared to do something else because you're like, I don't know if, I
Yeah.
can top this.
Yeah, but when this opportunity came to me, like there was no fear, and I feel like I wasn't looking for a job.
Yeah.
Everything just came so smoothly, and I just felt like it was a gift from the Lord, and it was time for me to move on. And there's been some ups and downs, some challenges as far as like my personal insecurities, like am I doing good enough? Because I ride solo. Nobody's here in Jacksonville. I'm just working.
So you work from your phone. You don't have to go to Georgia?
I go up there, to bring tours of the facility when I'm introducing people to the facility. I go up there sometimes to just, check in and be seen.
How far away is it?
About 2.5 hours. Okay. It's not a terrible drive. It's, usually about a day. Go up there, hang out, have lunch. They have a private chef, so amazing food. It's they're just trusting me.
Yeah,
a lot of freedom,
cool.
a lot of freedom. And you can get in trouble with a lot of freedom.
Okay,
You can. You've got to be really self-motivated to do the work, and you've got to really, want to be successful. But for me, I've, based a lot of my self-worth on accolades and success. So lucky for me in that sense, and I'll just keep going to achieve because that's how I value myself. But that's what
you're crushing it,
It sounds good, right? But I just keep pushing
You
myself.
are. You're like, when I think about like AA and like the solid program and like people that are doing it, like you're like on the top of that list. Mm-mm. You 100% are. You help a lot of people. You always have. You actually have morals and values, and like, I don't know. I respect the shit out of you, and you've always been like super awesome.
Yeah, if like I'm in a meeting and you're speaking, I'm gonna listen. I mean, I listen to everyone, but I'm gonna pay attention.
I
maybe take some notes.
Your best friend tried to give me COVID once. So Stephanie had a little funny story.
I prepped for this story.
Yeah.
I prepped for the story because it's
Have you ever heard
dormant.
The COVID story?
I don't know.
The COVID test story?
We labeled it The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So it later became a group chat. It's gone dormant, so I'm really happy to be able to bring it back to life. Because this was probably...
COVID or the
COVID story. The COVID story. This is probably one of Bobby's dumbest moments in this history.
So dumb, bro. This is 100% Bobby,
and
bro.
you know Bobby, he can get pretty dumb. So if this is one of the dumbest, right? Like it's got to be one that tops them all. And let me set the stage, right? It's it was 2022.
We were at a dinner.
We were at the convention.
Yeah.
And Heather Rios ended up having COVID after the convention here in Jacksonville. And she let us all know. And Shirley and I, we had a policy at Rethreaded where if you had been within a certain vicinity of somebody for 15 or more minutes, you had to leave work and you had to get tested for COVID. And you couldn't come back to work without a negative result and a follow-up, right? So Shirley and I decided to do the right thing and tell our bosses that our friend had, tested positive for COVID and we had been with her all weekend. And so, we had to go. This was after COVID was really big. So all of the testing sites had shut down. And so just the health department was doing the tests. And so we had to go to the health department. And Shirley and I waited in line for some god-awful amount of time to take these tests. And Bobby calls me in the middle of that. And we tell him that that Heather has COVID and that this is what we're doing. He's working at Bahama Breeze.
And so I tell them, and they're like, well, you have to go get a COVID test. And I'm like, fuck.
Let's back up for a second. He asks if he should tell them.
Yeah, I wasn't going to. That's what I was going to say. Stephanie makes me. She's like, yes.
I'm like, you're serving people food. Yes, you should tell them that you have been exposed to COVID.
Yeah.
So he gets off the phone. He's like, well, where are you getting tested? What's the testing site? And I was like, Shirley and I are at the health department. This is where you have to go.
Springfield?
Downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, get here. The line's crazy.
And
I've been waiting in line forever.
Yeah. And so I get home, right? I'm home. Shirley's home. We're all home. I'm sitting down. I get a call from Bobby about 20 minutes later. He's like, I don't know what you were talking about. I was in and out of that place. Yeah. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, yeah, there was a lady with a tent. And I just went over there and I took the test. And I was like, okay. I was like, I guess. 3 days later, this is because we just passed it off. We were just like, okay, whatever. He went to one of those side places. 3 days later, get a call from Bobby. And he's like, did you guys get your results back? And we were like, yeah. And he was like, I haven't got my results back. And I was like, and Shirley and I had gone to take the test, or we were getting ready to go take the test again. So I'm like, Bobby, tell me the story again. What exactly did you do? So
I think I have an idea
And
of
you
what
were
happened.
calling? So, what happened? Bobby got in the line, and in his peripheral, notices a tent
This
backed
lady is,
up into the woods.
first off, it's
No, is not just because she's wearing scrubs does not mean she's a professional. Notices a tent backed up into the woods, and a couple people are walking over there. So Bobby's like, I'm going to step away from the health department and go step up to this tent.
In the woods.
It wasn't a tent. It was a canopy.
It was
had
a tent.
Table, it had a table set
had a
up,
table.
and there was chairs, and they had
No,
books.
no, because there's so many red flags. Not
So
only
many red flags.
because he spit in a tube
Okay.
is how he took the COVID test.
So I walk up, and she goes, I'm like, so you do COVID testing here? And she's like, yeah. She hands me a tube, hands a cup. There's like 5 people with me. Hands all of us tubes. Spin this tube. Fill it up to this line. Spin in a tube. She's like, do you have your ID? And I'm like, yes. I pull out my ID. She takes a picture of it with her phone. I'm like, that's odd. And then she goes, will you please fill out your name and information in this book? And she hands me this book, and I open it up, and it's a graph paper book. And I'm like, well, this is really weird.
But I'm still
And
going.
I'm already over here, bro. I'm just trying to get tested, right? And then, like, as I'm telling Stephanie all these details, like, fuck.
I am dying at
So,
this point.
who was she?
Oh, because here it gets better. Shirley and I went to go get tested again because you have to have a negative test result and then get tested again to go back to where you're rethreaded. And we're in line and we watch this lady get arrested. She is out there stealing people's identities. And Bobby just willingly gave her
Yeah.
DNA, all of his
she got your
information.
DNA.
It was so tragic.
Dude, she improved my credit score.
Really?
I'm just kidding.
No. It was so tragic. It was so terrible. I cried laughing. I immediately hung up the phone with him and I called Kevin, I called Roxanne, I called Christopher, I called Tamara, and I told them all the whole story. And I was like, this idiot walks up to a tent and spits in a tube. Nowhere in the history and present of COVID testing have they tested through saliva.
Apparently, you don't spit in tubes.
You don't. You never have, and you still don't.
I was so
It has
proud of
not-
myself.
He
when
was
I
so
got
proud. He was like, I got out in 20
I
minutes.
was so, yes.
I was like, no way.
That's
Accomplished.
pretty
No way.
clever. I mean, I
It
guess.
is pretty clever.
She got me and all
Yeah.
them fuckers standing around me. There's a bunch of us.
The easier, softer way, though, Bobby.
I was
Let's make-
I was gonna say
Yeah,
that.
the easier, softer way.
That popped in my head earlier. I meant to say
Mm-hmm.
it, but
Yeah, that's what I think about every time I think about it, and I think about Bobby. It's the easier, softer way. What's the easier, softer way? Yeah, the
well, the
lady
good
in the
news
tent.
is you didn't have COVID, right?
I didn't have COVID. I don't think I can get
He
it.
has no idea if he had
No, I
COVID
went-
or not.
I went and got I ended up finding that at a home test because they made me take it, but I was like freaking out because I hadn't worked in so long because
Yeah.
I didn't get the results back. And I was like, I need to go back to work. Like I
Yeah.
can't. I'm running out of money.
I
And,
remember riding around town in 2021.
it took me a
trying
long time to
those
find
tests.
that home test.
It was
But
a
my Aunt
whole
Kim, I think
Yeah.
she had
ordeal.
one in
It
like
was
a
terrible.
drawer,
Yeah.
like in her
Yeah, I
bedroom or
have one. I
something.
keep
She just
one,
had
like, in
one.
a-
Do you?
Yeah, well,
she just had
I might
one
have used
somewhere.
Yeah.
it by now.
I don't
but
even care anymore.
Used to get them in the mail. Yeah,
And I was so annoyed because I did that at home test, and within like 30 minutes, I was like negative result, and like
Yeah.
went back to work.
There's a new variant called razor throat.
There's always going to be.
Oh, there's a new variant.
I heard about
Give
that.
us more money. You need a new vaccine.
There's always going to be a new variant,
Yeah.
though. It's just going to
It's
be
a
like
part
the
of
flu.
life now. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it's just become another.
the cold, the flu.
Yeah.
I mean, the flu
kills
takes
more
people out too.
Yeah.
But I know COVID has affected people.
It absolutely has.
So.
It absolutely has, and so I
It
won't
It affected
minimize it.
everybody, man.
Yeah.
You can't say it didn't. It fucking affected
I
everybody.
know.
100%.
I was.
It affected you some way, shape, or form.
Oh yeah, I'm
You
just
know what
saying.
I mean?
I was like living a
Everybody.
different kind of life during
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
true.
2020.
Yeah.
I mean, it did
Yeah.
affect me, but it affected me in a positive kind of way. Because, like, they're like, cover your face. And I was doing stuff where, like, I wanted to cover my face. So it was like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Bobby didn't come back to Jacksonville until you came back in 2020, right? But it was like late 2020?
Yeah, so like Jacksonville had reopened and they were just doing social distancing when I came back. So like when Jacksonville was shut down, I was down south. Nothing shut down except for they were like put mask on when you come into stores. And like they would let people in like spaced out. And the dope man keeps fucking selling dope, bro.
I don't know that Jacksonville ever did that spacing out. Like, I don't know. Maybe they did.
They tried.
I think they tried. I don't think Florida as a whole really let that
Florida
ride.
was the place to be during
Florida
COVID.
was the place to be during COVID. I think there was a pretty, I experienced a pretty big impact because I was just such an extrovert. And if you had a job that you could do from home, you had to go home.
Yeah.
Like, it was one thing I will, like, one of the most powerful things I saw come from COVID in my role at Rethreaded was when I finally did come back to work. Rethreaded was deemed non-essential and was shut down. And so that was really hard because you have all these women who are, recovering from alcoholism and addiction, and, they're single moms, and they don't really know what to do. And so they shut down. And so what ended up happening was three banks came together. They were running out of masks for the hospitals. And 3 banks came together and bought all the materials. And the staff at Rethreaded started making the N95 masks for hospitals. And then they said that 100% cotton t-shirts, you could make them into masks. And so we worked with 100% cotton t-shirts. So they started making masks to supplement income. And I remember one of the times I started being able to come back to work a little bit. And I remember coming in the last 15 minutes of the day, what we would do is we would pack masks that we were sending out. And it was some astronomical number of masks that we sent to like Adecco. It's like an employment company to get people back to work. And I just remember seeing like all these women who were just so resilient, like being able to like impact their community in such a big way through something that maybe somebody could see as like a small skill, like just sewing. Like it's just sewing to you, but to them, like they're getting people back to work and they're making a huge impact in the lives of people. And these are just some women who have overcome. So it was just the most beautiful thing I think I've ever seen in my life. It gets me all worked up. It does. It was so beautiful. It was so wonderful. It just brought in that moment. Yeah. Anyway.
So speaking of beautiful, wonderful things, what's going on with you these days?
You acquired you a new person, huh?
I did acquire me a new person. I did. Shannon. I think I'm going to keep him. So I did. I acquired, a partner. That's pretty new, pretty recent. We're going to get married, which is, again, like something if I look back on, where I was, 10 years ago, like the idea, and even like 5 years ago, I think I struggled with like self-worth and value and like, was I enough? Do I have too much baggage? Is anybody ever going to love me or want me? I have 2 kids. Like, is there a way for me to ever find somebody long-term? And so that was always a big struggle for me. And then, finding Shannon, and Shannon's just so chill and I'm so not. I'm so like up and down, and he's just like even all the time. And I really appreciate how even he is, and how much he tolerates with me, and not like crazy, weird, crazy, like, but I'm definitely an emotional roller coaster. And so I'm really grateful for him and the relationship he has with my kiddos, and, what he's like teaching them. And, and I think it was a girlfriend of mine texted me the other day. We went to the beach, and she had a conversation with Abigail and asked Abigail if she was excited about the wedding. And Abigail said that she said, yeah, she's excited. But she was excited because she's excited to have a dad. She's excited to have Shannon. So it's not the wedding that she's excited about. It's like the marriage that she's excited about. She's excited about the partnership. And that's just a like reminder, like while you're in the midst of like planning all of these things and the chaos of it and just, you know, what do I do here? What do I do there? Like my timeline is running short. Like it's not about like that day. Like it's really about the marriage and the partnership and the value that that's going to add to my life, my kids' lives. And, you know, hopefully we add value to his life. I hope we do. He asked me to marry him. So, you know, it's like, unless it's, I don't know, but, you know, I think we do.
I'd say so.
Yeah. It's just really, yeah.
It makes me, and like Brandon and Jody, their recent marriage, like, and he's kind of filled a similar role with her son. And
it's beautiful.
I love seeing stuff like that.
Yeah. It's definitely, I mean, it's been a challenge. It's always just been Abigail and I against the world, you know, and she gets a little confused or upset because her brother's dad is, you know, there, and, you know, her brother's able to go see his dad. And so that kind of confuses. And so there's a lot of questions that you have to navigate with that. But right now she's just experiencing like a new type of like excitement. And I hope
she deserves it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, she
That's
really
so
does.
sweet.
She really does. Yeah. Yeah. She deserves the world.
Do you struggle with the fact that he has better hair than you?
He does not have better hair than me.
No. Have you seen it?
Have you seen those locks?
I'm not going to call him out on a podcast. I'm not going to do it. Because you guys can have your own opinions. But
are you trying to get him to cut it?
No.
Okay.
No. He could use a trim, but, you know, I think he's got some dead ends on
Blonde
there.
Jesus.
I think that, like, he kind of reminds me of, like, a golden retriever.
He does.
Because he's so like sensitive,
everything.
yeah, like his energy, not sensitive isn't
bopping around,
like but just like that good energy of just like you know,
such a good boy.
And you know, me and Shannon are kind of in the same line of work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You guys do
Out
that hard labor in the heat.
Dying in the heat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I try to, you know what I mean. I try to be like supportive, and the only like I try to, you know what I mean, make dinner and make sure he has lunch for the next day, and you know. Make sure that he doesn't have to do too much when it comes to the house because I know he's outside in the heat. I think he gets a little jealous because my job is definitely a little bit more flexible and a lot more lax. But there's just different types of pressure and different types of exhaustion that I think we both experience.
Yeah, me and Jen might have this conversation sometime.
Yeah. It's a challenge.
But yeah, working in the heat is tough.
It is tough. It is tough. Yeah. It's exhausting, but you know, I think there's some things that he enjoys that kind of recenters him that I like love to give him the space to do. Like he loves going to play disc golf.
Yeah.
So go play disc golf. Like he enjoys going and playing poker with his buddies when they play poker. Like go and play poker. Like, you know, I don't want. One of the main things I think I love about Shannon and I appreciate and want to like always honor and respect is his group of friends and his male relationships. I think that is so vital to having like a healthy home life because he's got to have his own people that he can turn to when I piss him off or when the kids piss him off. Like, and as the same, I have my own set of people that I can turn to, and those groups overlap and we can all spend time together. I think they're all super fantastic and, you know, we can all just come together, but he needs to have that. And I think that's probably one of the things that attracted me the most to Shannon was the fact that he had such a grounded group of friends and such a firm foundation in sobriety, and just the program that he was practicing, I think was really a big draw. Yeah. He's also 29. So.
How old are you, Stephanie?
37 next month.
Speaking of disc golf, are y'all going to be involved with Dare to Disc again this year?
I fully believe that we will be involved.
I remember you were out there last year.
I was out there last year. And so, yeah, absolutely. We love to be involved with community events. I think Dare to Disc is a great, you know, way to encourage and to support local nonprofits. But also I think disc golf has been is a great way for men to get involved in the community. And women can play too, right? I'm terrible. I've played like maybe a handful of times. Not good at it at all, but Shannon loves it. So I'll go walk around the course with him.
Be good.
I'll throw a disc, in the water.
This morning, so I live on the disc golf park basically, and I'm driving to work and I see David Stead's vehicle. Now it's 5:55 a.m.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I pull up, like, hey, what's up? And he's like, because he's never seen me in my work truck. So he just walks up, like, it's Matt. He's like, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
I'm like, what you doing? He's like, I just come out here and shoot a few holes. I was like, can you see? He's like, I guess it's good enough. I was like, that dude's awesome.
Always out there.
We just had Joe Biederman and Mike Fisher.
Yeah, we had a whole
talk about Dare to Disc.
Yeah, we had a whole episode about it, basically.
Yeah, it's super good. It's great. It's bonding and I think, and also because I know that they play in like a league on Thursdays, and I don't think everybody's in the program in that league that they play in. And
it's a whole mixture.
It's nice.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, it's nice to have friends that are not in the program.
What a way to show you that you can integrate with like people.
I love the part in Shannon's story when he's at the disc golf park.
Yeah.
And Dave walks up and says, hey, want to play around disc golf?
Yeah. And then
he's
you
just
can
sure.
Yeah.
Probably not.
It changed his life.
Feeling like doing it that moment, but that's awesome.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite parts of his story.
Yeah,
too,
and I can just see, like, every time he says it, I can see it in my head, like I see Dave walking. I'm like, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
He's like, my car's broke down.
Dave. Yeah.
He's like, my car's broke down. I'm thinking about going back to Louisiana. He's like, want to play a game of disc golf?
Yeah. Well, and everything God could put in the way, he put in the way. Like, it's not just like, it's not just the flat tire. It's like you get the flat tire, you don't have a tire iron. Like, it's like every single thing he could put in the way, he put in the way for him to just play that round of disc golf.
Yeah.
And played that round of disc golf and just, and just changed his life forever. And it's literally because David just loves disc golf.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you've heard his story.
I didn't know that. I love that.
So at the end, he buys him a tire, and he's like, you could go back, or we could go to a meeting.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll go to the meeting.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucking cool.
Yeah,
bro. I love that so much. We need to have David Stead on this fucking...
I think,
We were supposed to have him and, we were supposed to do the podcast at Design Recovery.
Oh, that'd be fun.
For the disc golf one. It didn't. It fell through for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But now we can have one about design and one for the disc. So.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. Greenacres loves design. We love what they're doing over there. It's a great program, really grounded in the 12 steps, and they're doing good work out there.
Yeah, he told me today or this morning. He was like, "You got to come try out the
electroacoustic
chair, something." I was like, "That's
you just want people to lay on that bed. It's really weird."
I want to do it.
I'll lay on any bed.
I'm intrigued.
Tells me to. Let's go. Stephanie Patton, what brought you to the rooms of AA?
So I had with that question, but I was just thinking, like, seeing all these remarkable things you've done and talking about all that you've accomplished. Like, if you were to, like, what brought you there? But if you were to describe, like, you then versus you now, like, paint a picture of. Yeah. I'm sorry, I was already like thinking about saying that.
No, I mean. I know that I was always like kind to the best of my ability, like in the middle, like as kind as you can be in the middle of alcoholism and addiction, not to the people that I loved the most, but to people around me, because I just needed somebody to validate me, who I was as a human being. I think it's just like, I think I was always like baffled. I was always baffled at just how I got there. Like towards the end, I was just like, I was homeless. I was living in hotels, and I had just experienced so many like traumatic events over the last like 2.5 years, specifically before that. And then, my whole life had just gone downhill, and, and I just remember like being a kid, just never anticipating that, and never like, and so I remember just like sitting in hotels and just like, how did I get here? And I wasn't like this, I wasn't like robbing a bunch of people. It wasn't like, I just remember being very like quiet and baffled and just trying to like survive. And so it was really just survival and coming into the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous. And it's been a slow transition like the whole time. So, you know, I'm out there and I'm surviving and I'm just confused and I don't know how I got there. I don't know how to get out of there. I could really just say, you know what I mean? It's only God that led me through the doors of Gateway. Like, it's only God. And I remember floating through the doors of Detox and just never leaving. I was like putting up pictures, you know, like, I don't know what, I don't know what you guys are doing with me, but I'm not leaving here. But even like well into sobriety, just in this mode of survival. And I think just now, really in the last like 2 years or so, I've gone from surviving to thriving. And there were like really high peaks of like achievement and just like doing great things in sobriety. But still, I think there was a level of just survival mode. And it's only in these last few years that I think I've really started to like thrive in life. And that takes a lot of work. Like, there's a lot of deep work that has had to happen throughout my journey. Like, there's a lot of therapy that goes down. You know, I've got dual diagnosis, so I have to make sure that I maintain like my mental health at the same time. But it's a long journey, and I think, you know, you see a lot of people come in, it's 30, 60, 90 days, and I'm thriving, and I'm healed, and I'm all these things. And, you know, and I'm like, man, awesome, because 5 years in, I was still trying to figure it out.
They're probably not telling the truth to themselves. And
that's what's hard, because I love to sit across from somebody and be like, you know, wow, because this is where I was at. And I think that gut-wrenching honesty needs to happen, where we say, no, at 5, 6, 7 years sober, I was still trying to figure out how to stop surviving, like how to get out of that mindset of always, you know, always comparing myself to who I was 10 years ago. Like, who I was 10 years ago has absolutely nothing to do with who I am now. Like, those are two completely different people, and I have become the person that God has created me to be, and I'm continuing to grow into the person that God has created me to be. And that is all through like hard work and dedication and moving forward. And I think we need to be honest with people sometimes and just let them know, like, man, I'm glad you feel great, but the work's just begun. Yeah. And the work is hard, and it gets hard, and it stays hard, because at 97 days, you could not feel as good as you did at 90 days. And so I think that there's just like, I'm always really direct with people.
I'm coming up on 3 years, and I'm like just now realizing that like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Like more crazy than I thought. The way I react to things, I get easily triggered and mad, and it's like, you know, and it's like, but I'm figuring out who I am. You know,
it is
as a person.
And it says in the 10th and 11th step, it says as time passes, this gradually becomes a working part of the mind. And as time passes doesn't say, you know what I mean? Like, once I've completed the steps, now I'm on this higher plane of thinking, and I'm not going to react wildly. Like, that's not what it's saying. That's not what it means. It means that I'm still wilding out.
Bobby, as someone who's been along for the ride and to witness, you know, all these, her life in sobriety, what does it look like to you?
Dude, she went from being this little annoying big book thumper to like this amazing human being that just like somebody who didn't have her son, could barely hold on to her daughter, living at Gateway, to like, and like slowly, like it was like a slow process. Like, she was step by step to where she is now. You know what I mean? Like, it was like one little upgrade after another. Mm-hmm. And
you don't be thumping no more?
I thump discreetly.
She's not she's not as aggressive with the big book thumping as she once was.
Yeah.
I've been going to the well. Mm-hmm. They hear this a steps series by Jesse, and I see your picture every time.
Yeah. That was probably one of the greatest moments of my life, where I gave my life to Jesus.
We can talk about that here.
Yeah. On Father's Day. In 2016. So I was very, very newly sober at that time. And I remember just the weight falling off my shoulders, because I was carrying so much shame and so much guilt and so much burden from all these years. And man, you told me that there was somebody that wanted to hold it for me. And I was like, sign me up. Like, sign me up, because I can't carry this weight anymore. And Jesse's 12 steps that he's doing is fantastic. I know, like, my work schedule hasn't really allowed me to be there for all of them.
I saw you there.
Yeah. But it's fantastic, and I hope he does it again, because I would love to be there for it again. I'd listen to it over and over, because I think it's so important. His perspective.
I've loved it. Yeah.
No, it's because a word on the street is you're getting baptized on the 21st. I'm going to make it to that.
What?
Next Monday.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make it to that, because what a beautiful thing to be like a witness to see somebody like slowly like get curious about God and Jesus, and then they just ask those questions and they just lean into it a little bit, and then they become convinced that that this is the Savior, like he came and he died on the cross for like these sins that I've committed, so that I could be with the Father at the end. And I'm like, thank you. I got
good
nothing
looking
but
out.
thanks. Yeah, good looking out. Yeah, I appreciate you. And all I can do now today is serve him to the best of my ability. And it's not perfect. It's not perfect by any means. I fail, and I fall short, and it's hard, and it's a challenge. And and you hear that hypocrisy of Christians and how they behave and how they act, and sometimes I feel like such a hypocrite when I yell at my children, and then I listen to worship music, and then I remember how human I am, and I remember how he came and he died for those things, and how if I just continue to look toward him, he will continue to do his work in me and create and mold me into who he would have me be.
Well, he's done a fantastic job, because no one has a negative thing to say about you.
That's crazy.
Except for me.
It's not done yet. Work's not done yet. He's working on me. He's working on you. He's working in Matt right now, which is a beautiful thing. And I'm super excited for you in this next step of your journey, because get ready.
Yeah, I'm sick of thumping the big book.
Yeah. Get you a nice blazer like her.
I wore this for you guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I came because I want to say something about that, but I also want to say why I came on here tonight. I am discreetly trying to, I've done a few podcasts in the past. I'm discreetly trying to get onto Theo Vaughn's podcast.
Okay. Yeah, Theo.
So,
Yo.
Theo,
yeah, so
if
if we
you're
could
watching.
at Theo Vaughn on this one to try and see if maybe he
Theo,
wants to pick
bro,
it up,
she's,
like,
listen, for real. she's awesome. You should talk
I'm
to
a
her.
trying-
huge,
yeah, trying to
huge
get
Theo
on.
fan.
Yeah, so am I.
Hashtag
So
Theo
am I.
Vaughn.
Yeah, I'm
All right,
like
let's go.
maybe
Bro,
if
if you get on there, you
Theo
better shout out this fucking
Vaughn.
podcast.
100%, I would.
We just gotta
100%.
run it. We gotta find him somewhere. He
That's
seems
right. Well,
pretty
maybe
cool.
the internet.
Yeah, no, so cool. I've thought about it. Like
He's
every
so
time
fun.
I fly into Nashville.
Like with the stuff you've done, you might be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean,
What?
I just think I'm funny. To be honest with you,
You
I'm
are
like,
funny.
if you subtract all
Anybody's
of that,
funny
I just
with
think I'm
him, though.
hilarious.
But to get on there, there has to be like gotta be someone like.
Yeah, you gotta
you
have
wanna-
some shit.
yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
have done some
Yeah,
shit.
he does
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
But he's like real. Like, he would totally probably talk to you.
One of my
think so,
favorite
like-
episodes was when he had a lunch lady on there.
And so he meets with
So, like-
regular people.
Yeah.
And I like to think of myself as like a regular person. So I just
Just
like
very
thinking-
short.
Just very short. So a miniature size.
Yeah, like a
regular person.
little tiny person.
But I just wanted to get that out there just in case we get at Theo Vaughn on this.
We
and
can
I
probably
wanted
do
to
that.
say that live. Not live.
Live,
but
yeah,
later.
live.
Live. Live. from
We're so
Bobby's
live.
dining room.
It's Tuesday. You guys will see this probably Saturday.
But I do want to come back to the big book thumping thing, because there was a time in my life where I used the big book as a weapon. And that was when I realized that I was using the big book as a weapon against people who didn't understand it at that moment in time, that's when I decided I didn't want to thump it out loud. And I just want to read and understand the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous and be able to walk people through those 12 steps in a gentle and loving way and put their hand into the hand of God's without using it as a weapon. Because we would all, and you were a part of the 2016 club, we would.
That's not actually what the book says. This is what the book says.
We would walk into a meeting and we would sit all together with our big books placed in front of us, and somebody would share and we would share against them with what the big book really said. And
What page is that on?
That's not actually what it says.
100%.
It
We do
doesn't.
that.
I do that. I'm guilty.
That's
like,
not
when
what
people
Bill's trying to say.
that, like, well, it says in the book. I'm like, actually,
I misquote it all the time.
I'll
Yeah,
just
me
whisper. I'll
too.
joke around and I'll be like, it doesn't say that.
No.
Like,
Oh,
whoever
100%,
sit next to me.
I think that's all's fair in that I definitely do that, like joking, but I did for a period of time use it as a weapon against people, And that's not fair to a person that's just learning how.
Because it's so confusing.
Yeah,
It's
or
to act
wants
like
to
you
learn.
know. Like, because I don't know. I still don't fucking know.
I
I've read that
was-
book 100 times. I don't know. What the
I'd like to think I know it pretty well now, but there's a good 10 years of me not understanding it at all.
That's what I'm saying. I sat
Well,
there
and
for
it's so
forever.
fluid, though, because I will read the same paragraph 100 times and it will relate to a different situation.
Yeah.
It's so fluid.
They change it every now and then.
It does.
It
They
changes.
changed the book.
No, they don't change the book.
I
No,
know,
but
it changes.
applies.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it literally like I'll reread
It's the-
something because I've done the big book study several times. You know, the PPG, like where you just go through the book and like you're right. It changes.
Yeah, but
the
when
way-
they put that there.
Yeah, like I don't
Yeah,
remember
well,
that.
it applies differently at that new season in my life. Like I read something that applied to different circumstances in a different way, and then maybe I have something else going on in my life at this time, and I'm like, that still applies, but in a much different way.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's crazy.
It's incredible. It's
Just for a
incredible.
book that was written for so long though.
Yeah, for men.
And then, like, mastering the Bible seems like such a more difficult task. There's a lot of stuff in there.
There's a lot of stuff in there,
A lot
but I
of
don't think
pages and
mastery isn't
chapters
the
and-
goal.
I
Like,
know.
yeah, mastery doesn't have to be the goal. It can just be like, I want to learn, I want to know, I want to understand. And I think it's just so big. Like, I'll never fully understand, but I just want to learn and I want to know. And knowing all things just is too big for me. So, yeah, I don't think mastery is the goal. For some, it is, but for me, it's not been the goal. It's been how do I get closer to Jesus?
How are you going to better your relationship with God?
Yeah, how am I going to lean into
Doesn't have
this
to be
intimate
perfect.
relationship? No, not at all.
Improve it. You know? I think that's a beautiful way to end this. You know?
Because I have to go pick up my Chipotle.
Yeah, you have to pick up your Chipotle. I love you, Stephanie Patton.
I love you too, Bobby.
Thank you.
This has been really fun. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. So
All right.
thank you guys.
Bye.